G'day. There are 23 races so far planned for 2023. In this video, I'm going to run through every single race and give you my thoughts on the venue, where to meet drivers, and a whole lot more. Are you ready? Let's get started. Next up, we'll head to Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The track is situated just a short drive from the city on an island and is technically a street circuit. Public transport is fantastic and the metro drops you off not too far from the track entry. And how do the drivers enter the track? Well, it's an unusual one. They walk across this floating pontoon to get to the paddock. If you have Paddock Club tickets, you can hang around out the front here and you will get a glimpse, although security is pretty tight and often won't let you get anywhere near them. Accommodation in the city is expensive and it's highly sought after. In terms of ticket price, it sits in the middle, but the atmosphere in the city come race week is a real buzz. I give Montreal an A. We're still in the first half of the season and we're off to Austria next. The track is in the heart of a small town called Spielberg. You'll probably fly into Vienna Airport, which is about a 2-hour drive. If you can get a flight into Graz, that's a little bit quicker. The area, though, is easily the most picturesque that we race in. Accommodation-wise, there's not too much at the high end, very close to the track. If you want that, you probably need to go to Graz, but then you've got an hour drive each way. Around the area, lots of small hotels, pensions, but very hard to get. But if you want to meet a driver, this is a great event. In the past, we've had the green carpet, where the drivers walk through a whole host of fans, and that's out the front of the main grandstand on Pitt Straight. Nightlife? No, it's a small country town, so it's minimal. Camping-wise, there are plenty of options, and it's right next to the track. Traffic in and out of the track is pretty good because there's a freeway that runs right alongside the track. Ticket pricing's at the lower end and there are stands all the way around the track. And it's not a long track, so once again you get to see plenty of action passing your particular stand. Another thing to add, there is genuine warmth and hospitality amongst the locals, so I give this race an A. The British Grand Prix is next. It's at Silverstone. The track itself is only an hour and a half drive in good traffic. Will you be able to meet your favourite driver? Probably not, unless you've got Paddock Club tickets. You can see them drive in and they drive through the main gate and then wind their way through the infield before they get to the driver's car park. But to get here, you'll probably need a Paddock ticket, unless you're clever. Accommodation-wise, there's not a great deal around the track of any quality, except of course the Hilton, which will be opening in 2023. And if you've got deep pockets, that will be an amazing place because that is right on the track. I normally stay at Milton Keynes, bit of a drive away, but some good hotels there, including the Moxie. There's camping around the track if you're interested, Airbnbs and some smaller bed and breakfasts. What will you pay for a seat here? Plenty. It's one of the most expensive races. And transport-wise, it can be an absolute nightmare if you're coming in close to race start times and want to leave straight after, because there are only a few roads in and out. But this is one of the most popular races on the circuit because of the fact that F1 is essentially a British sport. I give Silverstone a B. The second last race of the first half of 2023 is in Hungary, Budapest to be exact. The track is about a 25-minute drive from the centre of Budapest, which is one of the most beautiful cities that we go to. I'll be up front, I do love this race. I love the people, I love the atmosphere in the city at night, it absolutely pumps. Ticket prices are exceptionally good value, some of the cheapest ticket pricing you'll see on an F1 calendar. The facilities, they probably need a little bit of an upgrade. It's normally hot, so you'll need to take that into account. The track is short and there is plenty of grandstand seating all the way around. But in terms of meeting the drivers, you can almost forget about that. They park down here, walk underneath the track and straight into the paddock. Accommodation-wise, there's a huge choice. I tend to stay at the Kempinski, which has this lovely buzz at night with hundreds of people waiting out the front for drivers to return, and it's right in front of the big Ferris wheel. I often cite this race as one of my top 3, so I'm giving it an A, and I think you too would enjoy the Hungarian Grand Prix. And at this point, I will remind you that if you're an F1 fan and you'd like a signed print by a driver or even a team principal, head to kimellman.com and see what's available at this moment. I can tell you that Alex Albon, Valtteri Bottas, Nick De Vries, Pierre Gasly and Gunther Steiner signed pics are available, and almost all of those prints come with a digital picture of the driver or team principal signing yours, so there's irrefutable proof of authenticity. kimellman.com, go to the shop and click on signed prints. And the final race of the first half of the year takes place in Belgium. The Spa-Francorchamps track's about a 90-minute drive from Brussels Airport. It's about an hour longer from Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands. One piece of advice though, bring an umbrella when you come to Spa. It's situated amongst a forest and often rains, but it's quite magnificent countryside. Ticket pricing's at the upper end and there are plenty of stands all around the track. It is a long track though, so they'll pass you fewer times during the race. What's the traffic like getting to and from? It is real hard work. Only a few roads in and out and plenty of people wanting to attend. Accommodation-wise, in the centre of Spa there are a few nice hotels. I tend to stay at the De La Source Hotel, which is right next to the track. It's one of my splurges for the year. It is very expensive and hard to get a room, but it's quicker for me to walk from Turn 1 back to my room to edit than it is to go back to the media centre. There's no doubt that this track is one of the most magnificent that we race at. I'm giving this one a B, only because of the accommodation around the area is a bit tricky. First race of the second half of the season takes place in Zandvoort, the Netherlands. It's built on sand dunes, it's not a long track, but the fans are the best I see all year, even better than the Tifosi in Monza. Tickets for the race are priced at the upper end, and you'll need to take public transport in most cases to and from the track. If you're staying in Amsterdam, it's about a 40-minute drive. If you're flying in, you'll land at Schiphol, which is one of the world's biggest airports, and I stay out there actually at the Hyatt, not too far from that airport, and it's about a 25-minute drive to and from the track, although I do have a media pass that allows me entry on a special road. If you're looking for a great social environment, this is right up there, although you'll be standing in queues for quite some time to get food and drink out the back of the grandstands. And will you be able to see drivers here? Well, if you have Paddock Club tickets, yes, and you'll get to see them for a fair amount of time because they have to travel probably 150 metres from the hospitality suites to the garage, but they tend to do that on scooters, so they're not stopped every few metres. The Dutch Grand Prix, I'm giving an A. It is one of my absolute favourite races. From the Netherlands, we head to Italy, to Monza to be exact. The Monza track is right in the heart of the city of Monza, and you'll probably land into Milan and then drive, although you can actually stay in Milan. It's only about 45 minutes to and from the track, which is located in a gorgeous park, although getting in with a car can often be difficult. All of the drivers will drive their road cars into the track, and if you line the road that they use to get into, you'll often see them drive past. In terms of getting to the swipe gates, you'll need Paddock Club entry to get anywhere near that. But the good news for spectators is ticket pricing is at the lower end. Most of the drivers stay at one hotel in the city. Unfortunately, there's not a great deal of high-end accommodation. I stay in an apartment about 20 minutes away, and there are plenty of Airbnbs around if you book early enough. One thing's for sure about this race though, the atmosphere is electric, particularly at the end of the race when the Tifosi flood the track. But a word of warning, keep your hand on your wallet because sometimes things go missing. Singapore is next, and I know a lot of the drivers love this race. You'll fly into Singapore Airport and it's about a 35-minute taxi ride into the centre of the city and about 25 minutes to the track. The track winds itself around the Marina Bay area, and while ticket pricing's at the top end, they do have some great concerts. But one of the best things about Singapore is the proliferation of accommodation. Everything from budget hotels through to true 5 stars, some right on the track, and many with views of the track. Not cheap, as you can imagine, because demand is high, and you'll love the MRT. Can you meet the drivers though? Yes, if you can get to this particular spot here, although I don't see too many out there, so I figure that's tricky to get to. But as is the case with most of the races, if you have Paddock Club access, you have a better chance of getting near these swipe gates than if you don't. If you like warm weather, great food, and night racing, you'd love Singapore. I give it an A. I hope you've learned enough to make your time viewing this video worthwhile. And if you have, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and join as a member. You'll find all of my digital images from F1 at prostarpics.com. There's about 1,400 pics every single race posted on that site. You'll find my F1 photo books, merchandise, wall art, and signed prints at kimellman.com. And for my best images live from the track and all during the week, head to Instagram and search at Kim Illman. Thanks for watching and stay passionate.